Hello everyone, this is Arun from the United Indian. Before we start this topic, I would like to talk about why we have created this channel. This channel aims to unite all Indians. Together, we can bring the change that we need. So, I request you all to get united and be the change needed for a better India. India, a country bursting with incredible food and its flavor. But there's something really important we need to talk about, and that is food safety. Think about it. From the mouth-watering street food in Mumbai or the famous Purani Delhi's Chole Bhature to the calming backwaters of Kerala, you've probably tried Pani Puri in Bangkok and Vada Pav in Dubai. Indian cuisines is celebrated all over the world. Isn't that amazing how these street foods have become global favorite, right? And did you know that Indian food services sector is set to grow significantly? It's expected to hit 7.76 lakh crore rupees by 2028, thanks to the rise of dining and more fine dining options that are popping up online even in tier 2 cities. Exciting times. But with great taste comes great responsibility. And here's the kicker: food safety. Yes, food safety is a major issue, and we are talking about 60 crore foodborne infections and around 4 lakh deaths each year because of unsafe food practices. Damn. Cramped kitchens, contaminated water, and poor hygiene. Improper transportation and storage practices are just few of the problems we are facing. And that's where the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, FSSAI, comes in. They're supposed to keep our food safe by setting standards and enforcing regulations. But get this, only about 18.7% of the food business operates in India are actually licensed. That means a lot of places are operating without proper oversight, which is very concerning for all of us. So, if you're looking to do food business in India, there are some important steps that you need to take. First off, you need to get registered or licensed through FSSAI. They're the ones making sure that our food is safe and wholesome. Let's talk about some of the laws FSSAI have put in place and you must follow if you deal in food businesses. If you're running a small-scale food business like a hawker or a street vendor, you're classified as a petty food manufacturer. You will need to register with the FSSAI, and once they approve your registration, you'll get a certificate and a photo ID. It's important to display that ID prominently, whether you're operating, whether it's a small stall or a food cart. Now, here's the serious part. If you're running a food business without the license, you could get into some serious trouble. We're talking about a potential jail time up to 6 months and a hefty fine of up to 5 lakh rupees. If you happen to run into issues with compliance, the Food Authority can issue something called an improvement notice. This notice will detail you about what you're not doing right and give you at least 14 days to fix it. If you ignore the notice, your license could get suspended, and if you still do not comply, it might even get cancelled. So if you're thinking about starting a food business, it's really crucial to get all of this sorted out. It's all about keeping everyone safe and making sure we enjoy our meal without worry. Does that make sense? Some leaders like Yogi Adityanath in Uttar Pradesh are stepping up with stricter rules. They're even pushing for food centers to display owner's info and enforce hygiene practices.
Additional operation managers will now have to clearly display their names and address at all the food and drink establishments. The initiative includes an extensive inspection campaign where the police verification of every staff member.
They even want to crack down hard on violations with imprisonment up to 10 years for spitting in food. There's a pretty eye-opening study from 2021 that was published in Science Direct. There are about 10 crore foodborne diseases outbreak each year, leading to about 120,000 fatalities. That's a lot of people affected. The states with the highest average outbreaks are West Bengal, Karnataka, and Gujarat. Still, the reality is alarming. We hear reports of maggots, expired ingredients, and other unsanitary conditions far too often. What's really alarming is that these things don't change with food safety standards. Researchers predict these outbreaks could jump up to 15 crore by 2030. Well done, FSSAI, and our amazing food operators. Well done. So, how does food get contaminated? There are 3 types of food contamination that we should be aware of. First up is physical contamination. This happens when something foreign gets into the food, like hair, nail, or even bits of plastic. Imagine biting into your meal and finding a piece of plastic, definitely not what you would want. Then we have chemical contamination. This can happen in a few ways, like if you prep lemon in a copper vessel, which can cause chemical reaction, or if some dishwashing liquid isn't rinsed off properly. Lastly, there's biological contamination. This is all about food that has gone bad, whether it's old, spoiled, or developed fungus. It's crucial to keep an eye on food freshness to avoid this one. Understanding these types of contamination is super important for keeping our food safe and enjoyable. What do you think? So, on a brighter note, India is really stepping up its food safety game internationally. They're issuing notifications to help align with global standards, which is fantastic. Plus, food delivery apps like Swiggy and Zomato claim they only list with licensed restaurants. But here's the thing. Some investigations have revealed that many of these restaurants operate under one single license. That definitely makes you wonder how effective the enforcement is. For example, a software engineer in Bengaluru discovered that over 300 restaurant listings under these apps were all registered under one single FSSAI license. Can you believe that? It raises a serious issue about food safety. To get a license, food business operators need to show proof of where they are based and meet certain standards for hygiene, infrastructure, and water testing. You would think that once they have submitted their application, they would be inspected before they get approved, but it doesn't always work that way. Shiv Kumar, who works as a food safety mitra in Bengaluru, mentions that a lot of food restaurants never get inspected. Sometimes, if you have the right people, you can get a license in just an hour. But if you go through the official process and only pay the necessary fee, like 100 rupees for registration and 2000 for the state license, it could even take a year or longer to get a license. While the FSSAI is making efforts to conduct more inspections, there's a huge imbalance in the number of staff compared to the food businesses. In Bengaluru, for instance, there are only about 24 food safety officers overseeing more than 30,000 restaurants. That's a lot of ground to cover. So, while there's definitely progress being made, it feels like there's still a long way to go for food safety enforcement. And what can we do? We need a stronger commitment to food safety. Let's push for more inspections, ensure that businesses comply with regulations, and raise awareness about safe food practices. Now is the time to get involved. Share your experiences and support local food safety initiatives and advocate for a healthier future. Together, we can make sure that every meal we enjoy is not just delicious, but safe also. What do you think? And do let us know in the comment section below.